What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now today I have an unboxing and overview of the Nike Phantom GX DF. Now by the time this video comes out, the Nike Phantom Vortex or the Phantom GX2 and the Luna 2 have come out already. So this is no longer the current model. This is the old model technically. So I guess this video is like a goodbye to the Phantom GX just because this boot was really good and I feel like a lot of people are going to miss it. Alright, so we'll quickly unbox the boots themselves, and now here we have a standard Nike box, nothing special. It does come with the string back like always, and here it matches the colorway, and it's a pretty cool graphic. I think it looks pretty sick. Pretty nice string bag. And then here we have the boots themselves, and I think that this colorway is just amazing. This is one of the reasons why I got this Nike Phantom GX is because of this colorway. I just think that the white grip knit here just looks very clean, especially with like this teal like accent color and this like little purple here in the sole plate. I just think looks really nice. Overall, I think it's a very nice looking colorway. Probably one of the better colorways that Nike has come out with. So I already do have a full review of the Nike Phantom GX. I did review the low model, as you guys can see there, when it did come out. And I feel like the Phantom GX has been one of my favorite boots to wear in 2023. Like last year, I wore that boot, I feel like, more than others. Like whenever I just wanted to go to the field and just shoot around, those are the boots for the most part that I picked. Either those or the Mizuno Alphas. I always found myself like picking those two. Now I got the Nike Phantom GX DF just because I really liked the colorway and I really wanted this, and I just decided to try the DF model with the ghost lacing system just to see if there were any major differences. I don't think there is like huge performance differences at all with like the dynamic fit color or this ghost lacing system here. I don't think it's gonna impact like the performance. It might feel a little different at first, but I'm not really gonna say that it's gonna be a huge difference in terms of the fit and feel. And also, like I said, by the time this video has come out, the Phantom Vortex has already been released, and now that is the new Nike Phantom GX2 as well as the Phantom Luna 2. And so this is no longer the top end model. This is basically the old model. So I just wanted to get this one just because, like I said, the Phantom GX has been one of my favorite boots. So now I just have a second pair to wear. So the Nike Phantom GX was one of my favorite boots to wear because of the upper. This is a grip knit upper here. You guys can see here, grip knit right there. Yep. And I feel like this upper was very unique and it just stood out from other brands. It's a knitted upper that has these like silicone yards, and so you get this very nice and sticky upper. Like it's grip all around. Like all the areas that you see white is basically the grip knit. And the grip knit itself is very sticky. It sticks to the ball very well. I feel like there is a little bit of an adjusting period just to get used to the grip on the ball, but it's honestly you get used to it very quickly, and it's a really unique sensation. The upper itself is very soft. It's very sock-like on feet. I really like the way it feels on feet, but you guys can see how pliable this upper is. Very nice and soft. The DF model does have this ghost lacing system, which is basically this lace cover. It's made out of a knitted material, very stretchy. It's not restrictive whatsoever. It still has laces, you guys can see underneath. The lacing system is a bit different here. You guys can see it does have these loops instead of like holes inside the upper. So it goes up to here, and I believe it just goes up to here. Basically the same as the Phantom GX Low. I feel like the ghost lacing system does get a little bit annoying just because you can't really adjust the laces here. You have to pull it all the way from the front, like from the top I mean. And so you have to pull everything very tight in order to like tighten everything from the bottom. And I kind of don't like that because I like to adjust like the certain points in the lacing system just because sometimes I don't want, like, for example, this area too tight or like this area too tight. Like I like to adjust things. So not being able to adjust the lacing system kind of sucks. So it does get a little bit annoying. But honestly, I don't really mind it. I don't really have any issues with the fit and feel of the boot. So for that reason, I don't really mind. You do get the dynamic fit collar, which honestly you don't really feel like with any dynamic fit collar from Nike. Yes, you notice it at first, but once you start moving around, you don't really notice it. It's just an extra material around your ankle. The heel is very comfortable. It has a good amount of padding and it's very flexible. I found no pressure points when wearing the low model. I expect it to be the same with the DF model. It's just very nice, comfortable. It still feels pretty secure with this extra added like plastic piece on the sides, but here in the back piece there's no plastic, so it's very comfortable. The overall fit and shape of the boot is very nice. It does have more of a lower volume fit. Like you guys can see, the toe box is kind of more pointy and lower volume, and the boot overall does have more of a lower volume fit, but it is kind of wide. It's not overly wide. It does come a bit to a point here in the toe box, but in the midfoot I feel like there is a good amount of room. So if you guys have a bit of a wider foot, these boots should be able to fit you. I myself do have a bit of a wider foot, and these boots fit me perfectly. Upper does have this kind of weird ability to stretch a little. It's not a crazy amount of stretch. It's more like the knitted material does like stretch ever so slightly and then kind of just goes back to its original shape. And so there is like a little bit of a nice like snug fit to it because it does stretch. So this upper does a really good job of kind of like forming to the shape of your foot just because it is a knitted material and because of that slight stretch from this upper. In terms of sizing, I wore my usual size 9 US in these as well as in the low, and they fit perfectly. So I would just recommend going true to size if you guys are looking to get these. So we'll move on to the sole plate. And I feel like people had mixed opinions about this sole plate. Me personally, I really love this sole plate. I usually tend to prefer something that's a bit more flexible. And this sole plate is very flexible here in the forefoot. In the midfoot, I feel like there's still a good amount of stability, although some people feel like there isn't much like structure here in this area of the foot. But for me, I really enjoy it. I really like a flexible sole plate just because I feel like when you're like stepping down, like everything kind of just feels natural, and like all the studs underneath your foot just kind of move with your foot. And so I feel like it pairs really well with the upper as well, just because you have a really nice soft and flexible upper, and you have a really nice soft and flexible sole plate. So I feel like it just has more of a natural feel in my opinion, but I guess it's just personal preference at the end of the day. And the stud pattern here, we do have these chevron, these star shaped, and these conical studs. And overall, I feel like the traction is pretty well. You get a good amount of bite when moving in different directions. In terms of performance, I found that the Phantom GX performs really well. I don't really expect that there's a difference in performance with like this lacing system. If there is, I will let you guys know. I do plan on doing a playtest video on these, so I'll let you guys know in the playtest if there is a difference in performance with this lacing system. But I don't really think there is. I feel like for the most part it's the same. It feels the same on feet. I don't really expect a difference with performance, but performance wise it's pretty good. The amount of structure you get is pretty decent. It's not a crazy amount of structure. It's not like a Vapor 15, but it doesn't lack structure. Like you don't really feel any rollover, any movement. Maybe a little in the toe box just because, like I said, that upper does stretch ever so slightly, but it's not like a crazy amount of like movement. It's just like a little bit of stretch when you're cutting really hard on like the side of your foot. There is a little bit of stretch from the upper, but like I said, it's nothing crazy. The upper itself isn't very thick. It's more on the thinner side, but it's not like very thin. The knitted upper still has a bit more of a natural padding to it. So now we'll move on to the on feet portion and I'll let you guys know how they fit and feel on feet. Alright guys, so here I have the Nike Phantom GX DF on feet, and this colorway, I will say, just looks very, very clean. I really love this white grip knit material, and it just looks very clean, especially with those like teal accents. I think it just looks very nice. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this colorway. And the Phantom GX fits and feels really nice. They are a little bit snug right out of the box, but from my experience wearing the low cut model, they do get a bit softer and the upper does stretch ever so slightly, and so they won't feel as snug as you play with them, but they have a nice wrap and like sock like feel to them. I do have a bit of a wider foot and these fit me pretty well. Like I said, they're a little bit snug right out of the box, but that will get better as you play with them. So if you do have a bit of a wider foot, you will be able to fit in these. Like I said, the grip knit upper does stretch ever so slightly, and so there is some give to the upper. In terms of sizing, I did go true to size, and these fit perfectly. I would just recommend going true to size. And in terms of the fit compared to the low cut model, they fit exactly the same. I do feel a little bit more like material here on obviously the top of my foot just because of that lace cover, but I feel like once I do start playing these and moving around, I won't really notice the difference. And the dynamic fit collar, like always, you do notice it in the beginning, but once you start moving around, you honestly don't notice the dynamic fit collar anymore. Overall, these boots are just really comfortable, has a good fit, and if you guys like that sock-like sensation, these are a really good choice in my opinion. Overall, the Nike Phantom GX is an excellent boot, and it was one of my favorite boots to wear in 2023. This year we do get the GX2, which I am excited to try. they made a few changes in combining the Luna and the GX. So I'm very curious in how they fit and feel. I will be getting those, like I said, later on. But yeah, the Phantom GX is a very unique feeling boot on the market. The closest thing you can get to like a grip element is obviously the Adidas Predator, but even then, like the feel of like the grip is very different compared to that. I will be doing a playtest on these. I'm not exactly sure when it will come out, just because the weather here hasn't been the best and it is kind of cold and it has been raining when I've been trying to go to the field. So I'll do my best to record it soon and just upload it as soon as I can. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell notification so you're notified for when future videos like the Phantom GX2 come out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.